Oh man. Hello ladies. Oh man, what's so funny? What's so funny was me sitting here thinking about me stealing mascara out the dollar store. That was funny. That was funny. I had a moment before I pressed play, so we're gonna talk about that today. Okay, so we have to address it. I was stealing mascara at the Dollar General. I don't know. You know how you have a moment or something that's happened like a long time ago and you just laugh about it and you think about, girl, what was you thinking? Why was you doing that? Okay. I was stealing mascara at the corner store. It was $4 mascara. Why was I doing that? Why was I doing that? Hello, ladies. Hello, how are you doing today? I hope that you're having a great evening. We're going to talk about some things today. We're talking about beauty. Talking about beauty today. We're talking about lipstick, mascara. We're talking about nail polish. We're talking about hair products. We're talking about all that stuff. All of it. Even if you go on thrifting. Even if you shop at your favorite designer brands. We're talking about that today. Okay. So, labels matter. The labels that you put on your body, that you adorn yourself with, it matters. It definitely matters. Like, you can't just go into the store and just slap anything on. You can't. As women of God, as daddy's daughters, there's a mandate that's out there that, listen, you know better, do better. So after you watch this video, you can't walk away and be like, well, I just didn't know. No, we talking about these things. We're talking about these things, about the labels that we put on our bodies, lipstick, the reason why we do things. We're going to start off with me, again, being 12 years old, being a young lady, wanting to fit in with all the girls. I wanted to wear makeup. I just wanted to wear makeup. I wanted to look cute. And really, again, like the origin of everything is, the root of everything was, I just wanted to be doing what everybody else was doing. I was 12 years old. I was at the age where, you know, parts of my body was growing. And the girls around me, they were getting more developed. They were talking about like lipstick and blush or foundation. Their shoes had certain labels to it, and their clothes. We were still wearing uniforms. I was at a private school, but they still had like uniforms and stuff like that. See, still be them girls at them Christian schools. They be getting you too. They be the worst ones. But I was caring about labels. I was caring about like what I was putting on my body. I wanted to wear makeup. I wanted to fit in with the people around me. So my first experience wearing any type of makeup or having any type of like makeup products, I didn't want to tell my dad or my mom at the time that, okay, can you buy? They would have said no. They would have said some cuss words in front of that and then cuss me out. But they would have said no. They would have definitely said no. Like, girl, what you think about that for? Stupid. Why would you think about that? So I didn't need them problems. But I wanted the mascara. I wanted to fit in. My little 11, 12-year-old self, I was taking on a trip to the dollar store. Probably needed toilet paper or milk or something. We ran into the store with one of my parents, and I was like, this is my time. This is my opportunity. I had the money. I'm sure I had the money in my pocket. I'm sure I had some type of money. But my logic was, if I go to the cashier, she gonna see me. She gonna see me, and then she gonna tell me to put it back. I can't leave this store without this mascara. So the first ever makeup product that I bought was Maybelline. Again, that's probably why I'm a diehard I'm not dying hard, but I'm saying that's why I'm riding. I'm riding with Maybelline to this day. We locked in. But it was a Maybelline mascara that was the pink ingredient too. The OG classic mascara, like the the green top, pink bottom mascara. It was the first thing I ever bought, but I don't even like mascara to this day. I'm sure that's why it scarred me up now, where I'm like, that's the least thing on my list that I would put on when it comes to makeup. I do it because it finishes the look if you're doing like a full face, or if you want like your lashes to be elongated and you want a little va-va-voom to your look. Put on a little mascara. You know, some people feel like lashes is all they need. They get the lashes, all about lashes. Even if they looking like, you know, Oompa Loompa Luffykins, the little elephant on the Muppets. Even if they look like that, lashes is where it's at. Lashes. So my first product, I got the lashes, the mascara, and the guilt set in. Holly was talking to me like, girl, what you doing? I felt guilty. I felt nervous. I was sweaty. I put that thing in my pocket and I walked out that store because I'm like, I can't. If I purchase it, she don't spot me. or the cashier. It would be my situation. I'm thinking to myself that I would get up there and the cashier would be ringing me out and it would take forever. And she's just nosy. She would catch me in the act. I just knew it, and then I would get in trouble by the big man that was living in my house, my father. I couldn't have them problems, so I turned into a klepto for 2.5 seconds. Again, that's gonna be another video. I should probably expound on, you know, my history of sticky fingers, but I'm not talking about that today. Come back for that one. I'm gonna pin that as a topic. Talk about next time. But I wanted to wear makeup. This world of makeup and beauty was opened up to me as a young girl, and I was curious about it. Like, you know, let's say if it's a healthy space, I liked certain fashion pieces. I liked nail polish and, you know, getting nail extensions, like acrylic nails. Back in the day, acrylic nails was $12 for a full set, and then it was like $8 or $10 for a fill. And I was 12 around that age too when I asked my mother. I was okay. I saved my money. I want to get my nails done. What was I thinking? She let me do it. She let me do it. She let me do it at 12. I remember it. I remember how old I was. But I was 12 years old, getting my nails done, getting my little feel, and saving, wasting my money on nail polish. Why she let me do that? Why did she let me do that? Oh man, sometimes you guys just like laugh about the stuff that has happened in our childhood. But again, I'm saying these things to say that this was like a whole world that was opened up to me when it came to beauty and makeup products and things of that nature. And because of that, it led to me wanting to buy more stuff. When I was in my teenage years, again, I would get like my nails done here and there. I saved a little bit of money to get like, my hair done. My first hairstyle was like the crimps at the beautician. I got the hair crimps, and it was crispy. It was crispy. She had to pump it up, and it was not what I wanted. It was the swoop bangs. Like, listen, it was a whole world opened up to me. She thought she was doing something with that style, but it's not what I asked for. It's not what I asked for. No, it's not what I wanted. But it was an open door to me saving my little money, purchasing things that would make us ladies feel nice. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to like go and get your nails done or want to get your hair done. I feel like that's like a natural thing that we want to take care of ourselves. We want to pamper ourselves. We want to look our best, but it was unhealthy the way that I got started, the way it was introduced to me, and the way that's introduced to a lot of us ladies, most of us ladies. It's not introduced in a healthy way, because we can look on the cover of a magazine and they're pushing beauty products. Even still back in the day too, I was reading like 17 magazine or Hype Hair or Black Hair, all these magazines that was pushed to us at the time, and I was like, I want to be like that person, where I need this product, or ooh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. They market it to young ladies to, you know, condition us to be a certain type of way, to look a certain type of way, to have a hair this length, to use this products. They try to make money, but we fall into a sticky web. So, chatting about it. Again, my teenage years, I would buy products here and there, but it was not until I got into like my 20s. And I started hanging out with a certain group of people. Again, my younger years, I had friends, and we ain't had no money like that. We had no type of money. So we would buy makeup products like, you know, at the CVS, even CVS was expensive. Like, even to this day, I am not going to CVS and buying nothing when it comes to beauty products. Well, actually, I would. Now, if I want to like go splurge or buy something here and there, I would. But it still is like, okay, it's kind of overpriced. I'm still looking at like how much certain things cost, because not just in a space now where I don't really care to spend money on those type of things. Unless it's a good product. If it's a good product, then I'll buy it. It's fine. But then I had like the friends who was just, we wasn't spending money on stuff like that. We was just teenagers trying to survive, or like buy money for our books if we were in school, or buy money for food. I don't know, we were spending money not on that. But I got into my 20s and I started hanging out with a group of friends who had the Louis. They had like the Gucci flip-flops. You know, they was listening to a certain type of music. They had, you know, in my eyes, a little bit more class, and they got, you know, they're buying nicer things. They spending money. What is this? It was a world of beauty that I hadn't even been introduced to. Like, I didn't even know what Sephora was. I had never heard of it. I didn't know nothing about that. Again, I was getting stuff at the Dollar General, Walgreens, Walmart. Yeah, Walmart is the one I was thinking of. I was buying stuff there. I wasn't thinking about the big name places like MAC and stuff like that to buy stuff. Even when I was like looking at like YouTube videos, people would buy stuff at MAC, but I'm like, that's kind of like a dream. I I don't know if I have like the money or the heart to like spend my coins at places like that. So when I started hanging out with a certain group of people, I was hitting up Sephora, but I didn't know they had samples. So I was like, okay, cool. I gotta spend like money on a full size product. So I was still, my true self was like, I ain't even about to spend money on this. Let me get a little sample here. I wasn't fully committed to the drama. I wasn't fully committed to it. So I would get samples. I was just trying to be cheap, me thinking, but it was my heart like, girl, this is foolish. What you doing? It was telling me, it was Holy Spirit inside of me telling me that, girl, what you doing? You really about to spend all your money to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with Shaquana and Keisha and them? Actually, it wasn't the Keishas. It was like the Laurens and the, it was like a certain group of girls that I was with because they had a little bit more class. So my being, follow with me with that joke. Follow with me. Okay. So I was purchasing the products. I would commit again with the samples. I would do a little bit more. I would buy the full size products and buy the setting powder or buy like this lipstick that cost $20, $30. Again, that was a stretch for me, but I was just slapping stuff on my face. I had no concern for the label, the brand, who was who. I just wanted it because, like my friends at the time, they had it, or it was talked about on like TV or the blogs, or this is what this celebrity is wearing. I was going down that path. I was in a path of peer pressure, clearly, as you see from how I got started. I was going to turn into a whole klepto just to look cute, just to fit in with people. What? Foolishness. I get like a laugh about it now, but it was foolishness at the time. But again, it was a part of me that kind of was peaking. Again, I know that was the Holy Spirit leading me to be like, what you putting on your face? Like, I would kind of peek at things here and there. He opened my eyes to it. But I really didn't have a full understanding until I committed my life to him. I'm like, all right, and we're going to do this seriously. Years later, I'm like, seriously. Got rid of those friends. I got rid of these groups. He was peeling back certain things with me in my walk with him. And then the first things, I'm thinking he's going to tell me, okay, doing this seriously. We're going to clean up your attitude. We're going to talk about like your childhood, your traumas. We're going to talk about the way that you be cussing or the way that you wear your little certain outfit, like some stuff. Other than that, I didn't think one of the first thing that he was going to talk to me about was beauty. And one day he told me to get rid of all the stuff that you have in your closet. I got rid of all my clothes. I threw everything away. He said, throw it all away. We started from the bottom up, throw everything away. I threw away all of my clothes, all of my shoes, and I wear a size 11. So it was kind of like, listen, it was hard for me to buy shoes in my size. Cute shoes, like decent shoes. It was hard for me to buy it at that time. I'm like, it took me a minute to get all these shoe collections together. But he was like, get rid of it. Like, just throw everything away. What you doing? We're going to start fresh. And part of that was all of my makeup products, all the makeup products that I had collected. Because at the time, I was okay, I'm starting to spend a little bit more. I'm upgrading from these samples. You got like expensive stuff in here. It took you a while to build up this collection. He's at the trash can. I'm like, all right then. At that point, literally at that point, it wasn't no back and forth. Like across the years, like I would kind of clear my closet here and there. But at that time, it wasn't no back and forth. I was like, all right then, let's go. Everything was in the trash can. All of my lipsticks, all of the nail polish that I had, all of the perfumes, like all this stuff adds up. If you are a woman watching this video, you know that stuff is not cheap. It's not like inexpensive things. Even if it's like $1 here, $2 here, that stuff adds up. And one of the conversations that he had with me was like, do you even like pay attention to the labels that you're putting on your body? I know this could go two different ways. I hope that you're taking notes when you're listening to this video. It could be part of like why you're wearing certain stuff. Are you trying to just wear certain things to fit in with other people? We could go there. That's definitely a part of this lesson. But the main thing that I want to talk about today is if you are in a space where you figure that out. Let's say if you understand, as even if you're watching this, you're like, okay, I can kind of relate to that too. I do wear certain stuff where I just want to fit in, or it brings me excitement to know that I got one up on, my homegirl. She got this product, but I got the better products. That could be your space. It could be like jealousy, or it could be a space of like you buying things to become popular. You're buying things because you want to fit in, or just to say that you got it like that. Like you could be in that space. Or you could have you could be in a space also where you don't even like makeup, but you wear it because you want to cover your insecurities. Maybe you have a whole bunch of like acne on your face, or maybe you're doing it because you want to look cute for a certain type of guy. I don't know, girl. Only you know that. That's between you and God for you to sit down and understand where am I at when it comes to beauty. Am I wearing these cute tops because I just want to show off my boo-boos? Am I wearing certain pants because I want to, you know, elongate or make my little... That's another thing too. It's the girls who be wearing those little French booty leggings. Listen, you need to evaluate everything, piece of item that you putting on. Every single thing that you put on, you need to evaluate it to understand, why am I wearing this stuff? Why am I slapping this stuff on my face? But again, we're gonna really back in. We're talking about labels today. We're talking about labels. Sit down after this video, ask God those side questions, figure out where you at, figure out if you need to start over, figure out what your style is at. We can talk about that at a later date. We're talking about labels today. I'm talking about if you are in a space where you're big getting healthy, you're starting over, you're building certain stuff up. If I do want to buy lipstick, if I don't feel like it's God's telling me to remove this completely, if I do want to put stuff on my body, like, what is the origin of what you're putting on your body? Back in the day, it was like a popular mascara from NARS, or not my mascara, like a blush. It was called Orgasm Climax. That's the name of it. Y'all know the blush. It was like a popular blush that everybody was buying, and they was slapping on their face because it was so pretty. The perfect pink, it had shimmer. It was that product. Or they had like the Perversion mascara. You know, that was like the mascara at the time from Urban Decay. Even it's called Urban Decay. Decay. Like, we be putting this stuff on our face as young ladies. What's another one? Like, sometimes there's like lipstick that's called like Man Eater, or I'm Gonna Eat You Alive 3000, or Killer, or Seductress, or even like some super sexual names like Bodily Fluids. I'm telling you, there's some stupid names when it comes to the beauty industry that even if we are in a healthy space, again, you figuring out where you at. 'Cause I don't know where you at. I know you somewhere. If you're watching this, you fall into some things that we're talking about today. If you watched it and made it to this far, if God let you here, you're someplace when it comes to it. Or maybe you had a past or like unhealthy route when it comes to beauty and girly things, right? Even skincare products. But your journey is whatever it looks like for you individually. But I'm talking to you today about, like, just pay attention to what you're putting on your body. Like, even if he's not telling you to remove everything completely and that you need to just wear no makeup, no hair, no skincare, like, we gotta put some on, something, like a moisturizer, something. Like, you gotta take care of something, even if it's, you know, the old school Vaseline, like something, like, to preserve all of this. That stuff was bathing in them oils, some, you know, but even if it's oils or stuff like that, like, pay attention to like the companies and the names, and again, like the nail polish that I threw away, my favorites, even still I like them, but the colors, but it was called Sinful Colors, and he was like, do you like pay attention to what you're putting on yourself? Just reroute that, like purchase items that are not made by witches. Again, a lot of these labels, the Louis bags and the LV and the designers that I thought I wanted, which come to find out I'm not even a designer person like that. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? God did. God did. It's like these labels and these brands are made by warlocks, witches, people with agendas, people who want to transform you into the creatures that they are influenced by. So pay attention to your labels. When you go shopping, when you're scrolling through your favorite company that you like to buy from, if it's Shein, if it's Nordstrom, wherever you at, girl, girlfriend, wherever you like to shop at, pay attention to the brand. What does the name say? What does the tag say? If you like to do a little bit more research, what you should. Don't be watching this video talking about, girl, it's too much work, I just want a cute shade of red. No. If you buying products by that Riri lady, she's a whole witch. That Beehive lady, y'all know who I'm talking about, she's a whole witch. You should know that she's a witch. If you don't know, I'm telling you, she's a witch. She's a witch. And you're purchasing these products because you feel like, oh, it's the hair care product that I should be buying. No, but you can take a little bit more time to find products even that are made by specifically Christians, or if you're not trying to like just seek out people like that, because it may be like not that many to, you know, I don't know, but at least look at stuff that doesn't have like a sickening name. If God is talking to you about like, hey, don't buy that product, or this is not a good product, listen to him, because he's trying to protect you. He's not telling you to remove beauty completely. No, again, that was the first thing he talked to me about was beauty, and what he wanted me to look like. I didn't need to wear all of, certain stuff on my face or on my nails, or I didn't need to do all of that stuff because I was doing it in an unhealthy way. So he had me lay everything out on a healthy foundation and teach me, like, just pay attention. Just dress the way that I want you to dress in the way that I want you to dress, not for other people, not because you're trying to hold back or do too much in the, in the wrong space, but because, like, I made you to be who you are. But just pay attention. Be more mindful about what you're slapping on. And I tell you, once I started doing that, once you start doing that, young lady, listen, your collection may be a little bit more smaller. You may find a good brand that you really do like, and you buy a whole bunch of their products because you found a good brand that, again, that's not made by witches. Oh man, I'm sincere about that. So I'm not here to call out certain brands to say, like, this brand is bad or this brand is bad or you should stay away from that brand, because it could be a whole list. But go into prayer about it. That's what you got your sidekick, your homeboy, your advocate, your bestie that you should be bonding that relationship with, and he'll guide you to teach you about, like, hey, this is what you shouldn't be buying. Even, like, it was like a oil that I was wanting to purchase, like, recently for, like, skincare, and I was looking at, like, hold up now, my eyes is trained now, like, hold up now, that looks like some type of, like, yoga stuff, or I'm a little bit more careful. And then I'm like, okay, well, probably was just the logo. I would rather be too far left. I know people would be like, well, this is too spiritual. It doesn't take all that. It does take all that. It does. So just be mindful, ladies. Go through your collection today and see. There's a lot of makeup that I'm putting on my face that is like ridiculous names. It's not a good name. It's not a good label. I guarantee you, if you haven't done this before and you go through your labels and your tags and you seek out the reason why you're doing what you're doing, he's going to reveal it to you. God's going to reveal it to you, like, where you're at when it comes to this space. But once you start, like, actually paying attention to certain things, you're going to put a lot of stuff back. Katy Perry, I'm going to say her name. That's one brand I will say. She makes some cute shoes. I didn't know that was her brand at first, but she has some cute, like, really eclectic, quirky shoes. Like, I like it. It's cute. I didn't know that was her brand, but I was like, okay, let me put this to my cart. But then I say, wait, hold up. Holly was like, hold up, look at that label. It's a huge eyeball, like the Illuminati and a triangle sign that's attached to it. And I pay a little bit more attention. Like, hold up, no, this is that Devil Lady's brand. I can't wear it. So it's better to be obedient and forfeit something that you think is cute or something that you really want, than fall into a trap of you walking around with whole witchcraft symbols on your feet. Like, don't do that. And it's your feet. That's your path. That's the path that you're walking on. So don't dismiss it and feel like it's not a big deal. It's not that serious. It's that serious. It's better just to be obedient and just talk to Holy about it. He'll lead you to brands that you like, that are healthy and okay for you to wear. And who knows? You may fall into a space where you start making your own stuff. Girl, you're welcome. You're welcome. I just gave you a whole business plan. You should make your own stuff. You're welcome. I'm not going to charge you for that one. When you start making your own products and your own shoes and your own handbags and your own earrings and your own nail polish and your own lipsticks, think of me. Give me a little small 1% percentage and be like, you know what? That girl on YouTube, she was talking about this and inspired me to make my own stuff. Okay, I don't collect money around here, but I'm just saying, you should just think about me. Send up a prayer. All right, ladies, that's all we have for today. All right, then.